You know what we don't talk enough about? Sock comfort. Nobody talks about how delicious it feels to put on a pair of socks that fit your feet perfectly. A plush pair of socks, a pair of socks that grips you, that moves with you, a pair of socks that doesn't ride up or get crumpled in your shoe. I am such a fan of Bombas. I've been wearing Bombas for years. You can see me on stage wearing them. When I was pregnant, I wore Bombas compression socks when I was on tour. Now that I'm not pregnant and I'm just an old lady, comfortable socks are the most important thing to me. And I love Bombas. And Bombas makes socks, now Slides and Seamless Essentials, to keep up with whatever you're doing. You're running a marathon, you're running a few errands, whatever you're doing, Bombas has got you. They're just like a hug for your foot. And they didn't ask me to say that. That's how I feel. Head over to bombas.com and use code ELIZA for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code ELIZA at checkout. Bombas.com and use code ELIZA.
Lemonada.
Ask me, ask Eliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer, the answer. You ask me, I'll tell you anything.
Well, I'm coming to you live from St. Louis, and I'm literally lit with a desk lamp.
It's not bad. It's not the worst.
It's my lowest, like my nadir reference for when things are poorly lit. I'm like, it looks like it was lit with a desk lamp. And now here I am making a movie, lighting myself with a desk lamp, like I'm making an 8th grade film project.
I know you can't say anything yet about the movie, but
So close though.
But is it going how you wanted it to go so far?
We are in and around St. Louis.
Okay.
And by the time this comes out, we'll be like 3 weeks into shooting, 2 weeks into shooting. So this is coming to you you and I are recording this on a Saturday, and we're starting shooting on the next Wednesday.
So it'll be a week because this is coming out the 13th.
Okay. It'll be out. We will have been shooting for a week. It is the indiest of indie films. Like, we're making this movie. This is on the lower end of budget feature film. I'm sorry, indie film. And for people who don't know what that means, independent film means you don't have a studio. So the financing comes from independent financiers, like some guy that had like a couple $1,000 in a mattress and different people. So you have several producers on it.
Did you have to get those people?
Kara, my manager, did. And the main person is someone that we've known business-wise. I haven't known personally, but has known, like, our companies have worked together, and they were interested. And the person who also helped put this together was Burn Later, and they did Good on Paper.
Yeah.
And so it's cool because we were sitting around the other day, and like, look, I've already made a movie that is on Netflix that I wrote, but this is a totally different ballgame. Like, this is rewrites and additions, like up until the buzzer. This film, like the script I started with is so much better now based on the notes and the feedback. And a lot of it takes place at a roller rink. We went and did some test shots, and like, just to see the shots that our director has planned. They're so creative. They're so beyond what I would have imagined. And that's why I hired like an auteur versus just a director. And I'm so glad we did. And everybody's in a great mood. Everybody's so good at what they do. And every time a note comes in, I'm like, oh yeah, I have to fix it because I'm the writer.
You're the writer. You're the star. You're a producer. That's very exciting.
It's just me pretending like I know what a pink draft is. Like, it's just me pretending that I know how to
goldenrod.
Gold, like unlock revisions mode. I mean, but I did it. I conned all these people into it. We got our cast locked. That was a journey.
When do they all get there?
Everybody gets here tomorrow. And then me, the woman playing my mother, the man playing my love interest, and the director are all having dinner. And it will be my
'cause
first time meeting the man that I'm going to have a lot of intimate sexual scenes with.
I'm very excited for this. Not the intimate sexual scenes, but
I have to tell you,
your fun dinner.
I'm excited for my fun dinner. I had to do a call with an intimacy coordinator.
Good.
Which I don't remember having that on Spencer Confidential, but we also were fully clothed and we didn't kiss.
Right.
And I just remember like having to show up and it's like, hey, you're a stand-up comic who's about to have fake sex with Mark Wahlberg. You got this, right? And you're like, yeah, this is no big deal.
Sure.
And so she called and just so we're all clear, I am an 8th grade boy in terms of sensibility, what I find funny. And
Yeah.
I am a like church going 15-year-old girl in terms of like actual, my husband calls me secret prude because like the intimacy coordinator was like, and then you guys are getting intimate in the scene. And I don't know why she brought this up, but she was like, and then we have it. The director was saying maybe he would like finger you. And I was like, what? I didn't write that. I had to like put a pillow over my face. I was like, no, the scene should be he goes to finger me. And I, at 42 years old, say to him like, who's this for? What are the odds that this is going to be great for me?
Oh boy.
Even saying it. Anyway, and then
So
I
you're
went
gonna
to
talk about it at your big dinner.
I went to the director the next day. I go, we got to talk. And I was like, fingering me? She goes, I never said that. I was like, what? She goes, I just told the intimacy coordinator to clear as high as she could go. Like, see what you were okay with. And I was like, but why did she specify that?
So she was just going up the ladder. She's like, okay, no one's raised an eye at this. No one's raised an eye at this. Time to bring up fingering. And you balked. And she was like, all right, that's where we call it.
I was like, is this what anyone wants?
That to me feels more inappropriate than just a sex scene.
Yeah. And then I started thinking about sex scenes and I was like, I know that the woman crawling on top like signals control. But I was like, I think that's just a thing that we are supposed to want. Like, I think at the end of the day, I'm a deeply lazy person and I want to lay down. I don't have the energy to be like, and now I'm going to crawl on top and take control. Like, I'm so good. It's just, I don't even have to be mostly awake. I was like, when do we get to the part where we just watch Frasier and go to bed?
This is going to be a scintillating. I mean, you could be like what Tom Cruise does, which is, do you remember in Top Gun Maverick?
Yep.
Him and Jennifer Connelly just under the sheets kind of like looking at each other and like moving the sheets. And I was like, you look like you're at a slumber party. Are you going to make out?
Yeah, like she was like, we're not going to do full frontal nudity, but she was like, would you be topless? We could light it. And I was like, just bear in mind that my character has not breastfed children, but I have.
Okay.
And so I don't want to look like an orangutan, like enjoying herself in the moonlight.
I just also what's the rating for this film? Because I just rewatched Galaxy
NC-17.
Quest and they had to bleep. Sigourney Weaver says fuck at one point and they loop it and she says screw and it pissed me off but they were like, we want it to be family friendly. Like, do they think a movie because you're in it? They're like, it's a comedy, so it's going to be for everyone.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely think it's an R movie,
Okay.
but I don't even think I think we say fuck once.
Yeah, you get one for PG-13.
Interesting. I don't know what PG-13 really gets you. I don't think adults want to see a PG-13 movie. I don't know, but I don't believe in these things for the sake of them. What
Yeah.
is it? Big Lebowski is like, this is when what is it? French, a stranger in the Alps.
Oh, yes. Well, and then there's is it the monkey fighting snakes on this monkey fighting plane
Yes.
or something? You're like, all
They're
right.
like, let's consult a person who's never spoken English before.
I know what's
Did
happening.
I just say
here.
never
Sometimes-
spoke? Never spoken.
Spoken
Sorry.
English. No, I think it's spoken. I don't know. You're having a big week. You're away. Is Tianfu there with you?
Is she here? She's right here.
Okay.
She keeps bringing this. Everybody's dog does this. She has like this gnarly bone that she's been chewing on and it's all like stringy and goopy on the end. And she will walk around with it in her mouth crying because she doesn't know where to put it. Like, and I'm like, nobody's after your fucking gnarled piece of grizzle and quit hiding it in my bed.
She wants
She's
you to
here.
have it for later
She's here.
in case you get hungry.
Ugh. Anyway, but here, and no need to send in your suggestions. I know everything to do in the city of St. Louis, and I am enjoying exploring it. And that's it.
Well, that's fun.
And I can't give out tickets because we were just here on the last tour when I got a real feel for just how abandoned your downtown is.
Oh.
Like 10 people live here. Like there's almost no traffic. It's delightful.
Well,
Like,
you could have come and filmed here, but
no, we couldn't have. They were out. Like that's like a tax incentive thing. Like you guys were out. You hand them out to everyone.
Oh,
They're sluts about it.
that's
And-
not fair.
Like last night, Danielle and I drove, I want to say like 8 miles to go get dinner. And it took like 10 minutes. And we just went and there was no wait. And it's like, if you went on a Friday night to drive 8 miles, like you would just never see your family again.
No, it's like 90 minutes.
You'd be getting breakfast.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Everybody's nice here. And it's very green. And you know what I'm over? People talking about how hot it is. The weather's been delightful. It was hot for a little bit, but like act like you've been somewhere before. Who fucking cares? Did I write a scene, an entire scene that takes place on a roof? Yes.
Oof.
Do I wish it was a scene that that took place like in a couch drinking pina coladas? Maybe. But it's on a roof and I did that.
It's hot up there on a roof. Those
It's
black,
rough.
those black roof shingles.
Weirdly, it's white.
Oh, that's less hot.
I posted a picture of it on the chat, but on the Patreon. It was less hot, but it reminds me of the end of Hangover, where he's like all blistered from being on a roof.
Yeah, you shouldn't be on a roof. It's bad up there.
Okay. Great. Thanks for summing that up. But we're ready for you guys and we're ready for your questions.
We have a couple follow-ups, additional context. One is from, do you remember the woman whose horse chiropractor called her good girl? And we were like, just let the horse chiropractor say whatever they want. There can't be that many. So
Remember how you didn't name the episode Horse Chiropractor?
yes, I made a real error there.
Red Hot Update.
Hi, Liza and Emily. As always, I love the advice dispensed, and I was cracking up, pun intended, at your reactions. The man in question, the horse chiropractor for everyone, is perhaps, we asked a bunch of questions. So he's perhaps early 50s. I'm 35. It did feel patronizing because of the way he said it. After I smacked and killed a biting horsefly, reminded me of the way someone would say it to their dog after they performed a trick. The other time he said it was, as Emily predicted, in response to something I said I do to care for the horse. So remember, Eliza, we were both talking about how like maybe he's just in that mode because he's talking to
With animals. Yeah.
The thing I can't get over is that if you flip this around, if he had gotten the horsefly and I had said good boy to him, there's no way he would have let it go. Why couldn't he have just said
He would have
something
been
like,
so
"Oh,
turned
nice."
on.
I
He would have
know.
been so into it.
I know. Maybe I made a snap judgment and I agree that to retaliate isn't in the best interest of any party. I guess I want to learn from this experience to be able to better react or respond next time something like this happens, or at the least make peace with it. All the best to you, your families, and your quadrupeds. Ashley, P.S. To answer your possibly hypothetical questions, yes, horses are kind of a flawed design. They are big and majestic, but are essentially made of glass. My horse was having pain in his rear legs, which I hoped a back adjustment might help. The chiropractor was tall enough to stand next to him and basically strategically karate chop along his spine and hips. That's the info we needed, Eliza. What is a horse chiropractor doing? He's just lurch like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Got to get it. I mean, it's a big enough spine. You can probably, the
Really get
problem presents itself pretty easily.
That's an
Are
important
they
follow-up.
essentially made of glass?
They're
Is
not
that the right
doing
use?
well.
Look, good for you that it bothers you. But I think there's just like a lot of things, especially as a woman, that like and I say this having had to have watched the mandatory sexual harassment training video that you have to do if you're in SAG or on a film, and it takes a full fucking hour. And no, you cannot open another tab in your browser because it will know.
No,
And
and
David
if you go
Schwimmer-
too fast, they get mad.
And
Yeah.
David Schwimmer is in one of the videos, and he's very good in it. But just showing like, and by the way, now I know how to sexually harass people. Now I know all the ways to do it. They were like, the sexual intimacy coordinator wants to know if you're free tomorrow. And I want to be like, yeah, tell her I'm super horny and I'm excited to talk at 11. My point is, you never have to put up with anything, but I guess the answer is always like, what's the outcome you want? Because you're not going to get from him like, you know what, I'm so sorry. You know, I got 2 daughters. And I think sometimes people, like, you just got to let them be that way because it doesn't define you. it says more about him to you, not to him. But you think about if you do say something, sometimes making it uncomfortable isn't worth having done it. Just because you never know how crazy people are.
Yeah, it sounds like she's come to peace with that. So that's good. But on the kind of opposite end of the spectrum, we had another follow-up, which is from the woman whose mother-in-law is like, why won't you have kids? Why do you want to foster or adopt? Why don't you want to give birth? And our question asker has a lot of childhood trauma and reasons they would not want to share their body with a child. So she says, thank you so much, Liza and Emily, for your insight. I agree, Eliza, that a come to Jesus was needed with her to try to understand where she's coming from and open up with her to an amount I was comfortable with. I ended up having a full-on sit-down with both my in-laws and husband where we explained that the kids' discussion needs to be taken off the table. My husband was the one to explain it mostly, which was good because I just felt shaky and awful the whole time. Yes, my mother and father-in-law do know about how I grew up. They've been aware of it the whole time that I was molested for many years as a kid. During the dinner, I explained to them it was the reason I wanted to adopt and foster. We did explain we're open to the possibility of having biological children, but it wasn't going to happen if we keep getting this pressure.
But that's a weird, I'm sorry. Okay, fine, go ahead. I think that's a weird threat to make.
I mean,
because it shouldn't be, but we won't have sex if you guys keep saying this. Like, that you can't say that either because that makes it sound like you're temperamental. I mean, I know you already said this, but I'm just saying, like, don't make that threat because that's not the deterrent or the reason. Like, it can't come from that.
Right. But to be honest, it made no difference to her. She's still upset that I don't want to share about instances where my stepfather molested me, which I did tell her was weird. She kept pressuring me at dinner until I burst into tears, and her husband had to rein her in. I can tell he was embarrassed by the whole thing, and he's been even nicer to me since the dinner. She also was upset I cried and thought I was being dramatic because, quote, she's had to deal with tough stuff too in her life.
Right.
I'll be honest, I'm just going to keep being myself, working on myself and healing. And if I have biological kids, great. If I adopt, that's great too. My husband and I had a serious discussion about boundaries with her when we have kids. We decided just wait and see how the situation unfolds. If need be, we've agreed that we'll keep her away from our kids if this verbally abusive behavior continues. Especially because basically what was explained to me is she wants a mini version of her son to, quote, correct the mistakes she made with him. I don't know. I think she's just crazy, but we'll keep soldiering on.
That's a crazy thing to say because that's the person you love and there's nothing wrong with them. That's weird. But I do want to say, I feel like all you can do is day by day. And in doing that, I think you need to stop making plans for if and when. Because I heard it twice in here. If you keep saying this, then that's going to be what decides whether or not I have a child, which is giving that person way too much power. And you're saying, if we do have kids, we'll keep them away from her. You don't, that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say because she might be crazy, but this idea, like, and I've heard people, they write it on the pot and they're like, and if we do get married, then we're going to, like, what will we do then? And once his mother-in-law does this, then we'll decide. Having kids changes everything. It changes everything. You don't know if you're going to have those kids and you're going to need help. She's the only one that will understand. You don't know if she's going to go crazy. You don't know if she'll be great. But you keep making all of these concrete plans for who you will be after something massive happens. And I think you need to stop doing that because I think that's a way that you retain control. And I'm not saying that you're doing something bad. I think that's your way of exercising some control over a situation that you feel uncertain about.
Yeah.
And so it kind of reminds me, like a little kid, I see my daughter do this. Well, she'll be like, whatever, you can't have any more blackberries. Fine. I'm never sitting in here again. And obviously that's not true, but like in the moment, it's the only thing that she feels or that one feels they can have control over is the outcome of something that hasn't happened yet. You're like, fine, then I'm always going to eat healthy. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to talk to you again. We're never going to have kids because I think you feel so uncertain and so scared. And it's not fair. I think generationally too, like our parents' generation doesn't talk about these things in the way that we've been told that we can. You shouldn't have to say, here's the horrific way this person abused me because you're not offering it up to her to judge if it's good enough. Are there women who are dramatic about bullshit things? They make it their personality and they just want attention. Yes, you happen to not be one of them. So to her, She's like, what? We just like, does she not understand what abuse is? Did you said you were molested. She's probably thinking like he did one thing once, which is still enough to fuck you up for life, for sure. At the end of the day, though, no matter what this person did, it's not up for her to decide if it's worth you making all these decisions. So you can never tell her because she's not emotionally safe. However, stop making decisions about what you will, like an inevitability that may not happen.
Yeah, but just don't talk to this lady.
She just seems annoying.
Okay, now we're on to questions. 2 brides, 1 question.
You know what you could do? Wait, can I just... I didn't want to interrupt you because I feel like sometimes you talk and then I interrupt and then it makes for bad pod. But the question before it, the guy calling her good girl.
Yes.
If he does it again, what I actually would do if it really bothered me, if he did it again, he's like, good girl. I'd be like, is that what we say?
I think you said something along the lines of like,
Good
are
boy.
you talking to the horse or something
Yeah.
like that would be.
But more practical. And in reality, I would be like, is that what we say? We say good girl? You say that to everyone? Even the hot guys? Like sometimes even just saying it snaps someone out of like a pattern they're in.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't like when I call you good girl? I'm like, that's not my favorite. Like there's a way to keep it light versus like, and that I drew a boundary. I drew a boundary.
Right.
As a woman, the best thing you can do for yourself is keep your volume and intonation of voice questionable. That way, no one knows what footing they're on with you. That way you can always switch it to, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You're like, was she in a bad mood? No, this is always great. I wasn't mad. No. I was just making sure.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Here's the truth. We all like to take micro breaks throughout the day. And sometimes I get tired of doom scrolling. And so when I want to take a break, but I still want to be on my phone, I like to play a game. Cookie Jam is a free match 3 game you play on your phone or your tablet. You just match 3 cookies or candy to clear the board and solve puzzles. And it is so satisfying. It's satisfying to crush levels. It's satisfying to match up the little cookies and cakes and make them disappear. Plus, let's be honest, it's fun to look at baked goods. Explore the world of Cookie Jam with Chef Panda and his adorable panda family as you swap, crush, and jam your way through fantastical bakery-themed islands. I mean, who wouldn't want to escape to a bakery-themed island, especially with the way the world is going? You can score big with explosive cookie matches, powerful boosters, and daily rewards. Join limited-time events to win sweet prizes and speed through the puzzles. Get in the game, the cookie game. You deserve a treat. Join the over 100 million Match 3 players and download Cookie Jam today. The foundation for a perfect outfit starts with your socks. Because if your socks aren't comfortable, you can't be comfortable in your shoes. And if you're not comfortable in what you're walking around in, chances are you're going to have a pretty miserable day. Bombas are my favorite sock. And I love that Bombas come in so many different styles for all the different things that I like to do. Bombas has compression socks for traveling. They have comfortable socks that are buttery soft, sweat wicking, and they barely feel like they're there. Plus, Bombas makes stylish options. They make socks that come with little ruffles. You can show them off. But what I love about Bombas is that for every pair sold, they donate a pair. And I love the way they feel like they're hugging my foot. It really just puts me in the best mood. Try on a pair of Bombas and see if your day doesn't feel better. And the best part about Bombas and you listening to my podcast is that you can order Bombas abroad. That's right. Along with the U.S., they now ship internationally to over 200 countries. So head to bombas.com and use code ELIZA for 20% off your purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code ELIZA at checkout. Bombas.com and use code ELIZA.
Two brides, 1 question.
I love when people, that was funny. 2 brides, 1 question.
Hi, Eliza. Emily Hot Scotty #1 for babies and flesh children. Also, all you cute, sexy patrons. What a fun community.
Ooh,
Oh,
pineapples on the door. He's in a bowl.
my friend and I are 2 straight women in their 30s who've been friends since high school. We have both been with our respective male partners for over 4 years and both got engaged a few months ago. Not trying to sound homophobic, just hoping to clear up ambiguity.
You don't have to say
We
stuff
didn't
like
think
that.
you guys were gay, but now I do.
Nobody was reading this like, oh, she didn't say she was gay. She must be homo. She must hate gay people. 'Cause
No,
you
I
said You're fine. Don't worry about that.
Upon telling my parents about my engagement, they gave us the world's biggest hugs, and my mom quickly blurted out that she would pay for our wedding and has since cut me a check for the average cost of a wedding in my state. Where'd she get that math? I realize that this is an immense privilege and I am forever grateful.
Okay.
My friend and her fiance bought a house together shortly before they got engaged. My fiance and I rent, if that's relevant. So, along with being house poor, they have big plans for upgrades and now the added burden of planning a wedding on top of that. Her family is in a similar economic bracket as mine, as far as I know, but her family is very overbearing and any contributions would come with strings attached. My friend and I haven't talked about our budgets, but obviously through researching weddings in the same area, she's aware of my venue and vendors and what the ballpark cost is. Anytime I tell her about something I've planned, I get a passive-aggressive response like, wow, I can't believe you booked that already.
Is that passive-aggressive?
This just sounds rude.
Does it?
Can't believe you booked that already.
I would read it as you can't believe you booked that already.
Well, that has two little asterisks around it.
Yeah, but like that already that makes it sound like your wedding's not for 5 years. I can't believe you booked that hall already.
Maybe.
Okay.
I am wondering about how to deal with this. She is so now.
Uh-oh. Guys.
No. That's my bedtime.
Scott, hold on. Cut it out. You got to cut. You can't have Emily yawning. People will crash their cars.
Oh, no. I am wondering about how to deal with this. She is so stressed out and I want to support and celebrate her without coming off as condescending. It fucking sucks that she's having a bad time.
Oh, you did to me.
And I wish she could have fun with the planning. On the flip side, she's agreed to be at my wedding party, and I feel like I deserve to be excited about getting married, but I feel like I have to walk on eggshells whenever I share any details with her. I have left a lot vague for anonymity, but happy to clarify further questions. Thanks, big sisters. Eliza, is your immediate thought, I wonder how much this friend even is thinking about this?
That's
our
interesting.
Question asker. Because our question asker is like, oh, I want her to have a good time. I'm worried about her. What if she knows how much stuff my stuff costs?
Not. What you're worried about is feeling bad.
Guilty.
Because you're having a good time and you kind of, I think a little bit, you're like, my mom, like I got help with mine. Sucks to be you. I think you feel conflicted about it. I think you kind of want her to know that you're able to do the nice stuff. Like it's not, if there's a lower level than competition, but this is not fun. You guys are planning them at the same time. And because we're both women getting married.
You're not gay.
God, thank God you're not gay. And thank God, thank you so much for saying that.
If you were marrying each other, this would all be much easier.
Yeah, maybe that's what you should do. I think you guys are just a little too close right now. I think you both deserve to be able to plan your weddings and you want to be able to tell her stuff without her weird reaction. You have to make the decision to just power through that reaction.
Yeah.
And it is all about her. And meaning it has nothing to do with you. What are you going to do? You're going to get your deposit back from something. You're not going to book that certain thing. You deserve to move through your wedding planning with the gusto and excitement that you have. And you want her to be as excited for you as you are for yourself. And you're not getting that from her.
Right. Well, and that hopefully you're excited for her. But yeah, I think as long as you're being classy about it and it's not like I just booked 500 swans to carry me into the reception. You're going to walk like a peasant. Then I think it's fine.
Even if she wasn't getting married, you'd still be doing those things. It's still your day.
Yeah.
This idea that you have to temper it. I mean, for that matter, there are people that can't afford to get married at all. And what if you put the pictures online? And what if they see it? And what if they leave a comment? This begins the beginning of the wedding season for you, which is where you bend over backward to accommodate people who only do is sit there and barely lift a finger. And like I always say, weddings bring out the best and worst in people. So plan the wedding of your dreams and hopefully she'll just get on board. You cannot expect her to reciprocate the enthusiasm that you are having for yourself or for her. Just do what you want because she's going to come along or she won't.
Can I say a little devil's advocate here too? Like you're talking about her as she's really house poor right now. Well, guess what? She's probably like, oh, they're spending all this money on a wedding and they're still renting.
There's that too. Oh, her mom had to pay for it. She can't even afford it. It just brings out this weird side of women that's competitive over nothing. And the truth is, Even if she had $1 billion for her wedding, she would make choices that you would never get, that you would never have. Like, you're having the wedding that you want, and don't lose sight of the fact that you are marrying the person that you love. And you guys are going to have so much fun.
She's not, because she
Who
loves
is
her
a
best
man
friend.
who's not a woman. She's not marrying a woman, by the way. This is not a gay marriage, and I just want to make sure everybody knows it.
Marry your friend, because then you can split your mom's check.
What?
If she marries her friend gets to use the mom's check too.
What are you talking about?
It's all one wedding.
I don't get it.
If our question asker marries her friend instead of a man, then they're having the same wedding and they both have the check from her mom to pay for it.
Okay. Well, what if the mom doesn't support gay rights, just like our question asker doesn't?
We're not putting that on you, question asker. We have another wedding question. Ghosted at my wedding.
Thank God.
I know.
Lay it on me. I need to know.
Hello, AIA crew. I need your perspective on a flaky friend who ghosted your wedding. I am Val for PR, but live in Boston.
Puerto Rico.
I'm Val for PR. Oh, okay. So my husband and I, location is relevant for the story. They're in Boston. My husband and I celebrated our wedding this past July in Barcelona, where he is from. So from my part, it was a destination wedding. From his family and friends, it was not. So I knew a lot of people would not be able to go because it's a lot of money to travel to Europe in the summer. Background. This friend, let's call them Jay. I've known them for 3 years, worked together for 2, really got to hang out for 1 year. Throughout the time I've known them, they have canceled last minute on me and my husband a few times before. So they're more like acquaintances. Now,
Jay a boy or a girl?
My friend M and J have been close friends for the last 3 years. Even when Jay mistreats M always reaches out. Last summer, Jay asked M if she had any plans for the 4th of July weekend of 2025, to which M said, yes, it's Val's wedding.
Okay.
Jay RSVP'd a few days later than the cutoff date, texted me to ask if it's okay and she can still go, and I said yes. 3 months to the wedding, she texts saying she's booking the hotel and wants to know if we had any welcome activities for the guests. I respond, no, I only have the rehearsal dinner with my wedding party. Now, I did not tell them that the only non-wedding party / family person invited to that was M and their husband. Fast forward to the end of June. I'm in Barcelona with last minute wedding stuff. 2 days before the wedding, Jay posted on her IG stories from an airport lounge. So M and I assume she's on her way.
To Barcelona.
Don't know.
But that's the wedding is in Barcelona.
The wedding's in Barcelona. So they see she's in our airport lounge. Oh, she's on her way to Barcelona. I see M the night before the rehearsal dinner. She tells me that Jay texted her that their flight got canceled, so they won't make it. And we're both confused because of her Instagram post. Okay, it's a girl.
Okay, but okay. So, okay.
At this point, I have not received any communications from Jay. Mind you, I can only communicate through apps, no texts or calls. Probably because of Barcelona.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay and their husband did not make it to our wedding. In fact, they were somewhere else with Jay's family. We are in our 30s. She already had her wedding. She knows, or I think, how much the wedding costs and how shitty it is to not attend when you confirm your attendance. As a lot of you would know, a fucking plate is not cheap. My husband wants nothing to do with them. I'm disappointed, but not surprised. It's almost a month later, and she just wrote to me in IG messages asking how I am and if I received any of her messages. What messages?
She never sent any.
When I got back to the U.S., I did not get any texts or anything from her.
Nope, because she never sent any.
Eliza, I apologize for the long story, but should I confront her about how shitty it was that she never got in touch to let me know? She let M know, assuming they would tell me, even though it's not M's responsibility.
No.
I planned on cutting her off completely because, by the way she treats M, I'm not really in a place in my life for shitty people. I'm open to whatever you suggest and we'll update if it's a juicy one. As always, thank you for all you do. I hope you can get equally pissed while reading it. LOL.
It's so tacky. This person's already so flaky. It's from my dad always says, I didn't like him from the wedding pictures. We all have our shit enough together to know to RSVP for a wedding. Like, that was a flex. That was her being like, I'm not going to RSVP on time and I'll do it a little bit later. Do you have any of, she didn't want to, she either was never coming.
Yeah.
Never planned on going. And she was peppering you with like, do you have any welcome activities for us? Because the other side is she was like seeing if it was worth it.
Yeah.
She either was never planning on coming or got a different offer, a better offer. People that do that, it's a habitual thing. Some people genuinely try and then they can't and then they never say anything because they're embarrassed. What I don't respect is the weak, like, hey, did you get any of my messages? It would be the week you got home. I would be calling you. You have an email. You have an email. And this idea, and she said to M that she couldn't make it, right?
Yeah.
So there is the version where like it wasn't going through to you, but like how could she get a hold of M and not you? Maybe M has T-Mobile and she has an international plan. It's just a little weird. You were able to get a hold of me all these other times and all of a sudden because I'm in another country, you can't use WhatsApp. I don't like it. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? You're angry and you're pissed. You're not angry and you deserve to be pissed. But are you going to spend the time to reach out to this person? My question is when they were like, did you get my messages? Were you just like, no, I didn't? And then they're like, I swear I sent them. And then you stop talking. It sounds like the relationship is over, by the way.
Yeah. Why even is there a need to have a confrontation if you just never talk to this person again?
Because I don't think this person is going to go quietly. If you reach out, they're going to be like, yes, I did. They might even doctor screen grabs, which if you're sending a screen grab at all, you're already starting from behind. But they're going to be like, you know what? I did my best to reach out. I couldn't get a hold of you. So I told M.
Yeah.
And it's like, did they send a gift? I bet you they didn't.
I bet they didn't, but I would want to know that. I just think that this friendship isn't even worth trying to save. It's barely a friendship. You know, in the 3 years, you've only been close for 1 year, kind of.
Fucking who cares? You want, you know what you want? We have to have like a validation button, like approved. You have our approval to be annoyed. You have both Emily and I endorsing your righteous anger at this person.
Sometimes that's all you need, and you don't have to actually deal with it. You just want someone to be like, yeah, that was shitty.
It's shitty. And you know what? Don't reach out because, oh my God, worst case scenario is that they apologize and now want to make more plans that they can flake on. Person flaked on your wedding.
Flakes.
They showed you how they care, how they feel about you. You're done. This was the wedding gift. You not having to deal with them.
Yeah, you're done.
We're registered at idon'tgiveafuck.com.
Biz. All right.
Biz.
Every time I look at my finances and my head starts to spin, I think, why didn't they teach us this in school? I mean, yeah, I guess they teach it in college if you're going for like an accounting degree or something, but money management skills are an essential in today's world. And with more ways to manage and lose money than ever, that's why I would suggest giving your kids a head start on their money skills with Acorns Early. Acorns Early is the smart debit card and money app that grows kids' money skills as they grow up. Acorns Early starts with the in-app chores tracker. It kind of reminds me of the chore chart that we had as a kid, and that teaches your kids the value of $1. Then you can let your kids set their own savings goals and start building healthy money habits early. Kids can spend what they've earned with their very own customizable debit card, and that gives them a sense of independence and a sense of pride, right? They earn this money and they're spending it their way. Plus, with Acorns Early spending limits and real-time spend notifications, parents always stay in control. Acorns Early knows that I have a lot of parents who listen to my podcast, and they know that I have a lot of intelligent parents who listen to my podcast. And so they've set up a special offer for Ask Eliza Anything listeners. Get your first month on us when you head to acornsearly.com/Eliza or download the Acorns Early app. That's 1 month free when you sign up at acornsearly.com/Eliza. Acorns Early Card is issued by Community Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to a license by MasterCard International. Free trial for new subscribers only. Subscription fee starting from $5 per month unless canceled. Terms apply at acorns.com/early terms. This is an advertisement from BetterHelp. Part of the reason you might be listening to this podcast is because you're stressed out by your life and you need an escape, which is normal. I do it too. I listen to my own podcast as well. But the truth is, none of us are equipped to deal with the amount of everyday stressors. I mean, everything seems so crazy all the time. And I know that I feel that I am failing at least one of my 5 jobs at all times. Like if your family and personal life is great, then your career doesn't feel good. If your career feels good, then maybe your family life's not doing well. And it's just a constant checklist, and it drives me crazy, and I need help at least once a week, which is why I see a therapist. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works, with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for live sessions based on over 1.7 million client reviews. And you guys, my favorite part about BetterHelp is that it is online. It is convenient. You join that therapy session with a click of a button, and they help your therapy fit into your busy life. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Eliza. That's betterhelp.com/Eliza.
Let's do a confession. This literally just happened 10 minutes ago, so I don't even have the words for pleasantries. I am traveling for work with one of my closest friends who happens to be a guy. We're both married. We've been basically best friends for about 7 years. Our significant others are also amazing and have no issues with us traveling together when necessary. The situation: we had to stay the night in a motel as a quick means of sleep and then back on the road again. Now, Eliza, where are you thinking this confession is going to go? Her and this man in a motel? No, think about who our listeners are.
It's
You're
going to
wrong.
be diarrhea. You got
I had
sick.
really bad
Yeah.
stomach cramps yesterday.
I knew it would be diarrhea all over
I
him.
knew I was going to need to poop eventually. I was just hoping I'd be in a more convenient place when doing so. Well, I ended up needing to poop as soon as I woke up at the motel, so I tried to be as discreet as I could, open the window, flush while pooping, etc. Well, my worst nightmare happened. The toilet wouldn't flush. And let's just say, it was big.
Let's just
One-
say.
One singular piece, but big.
Okay. You know what? At least it was just the one.
I had no idea what to do. There's a big trash can with a lid, paper towels, a toilet brush.
God.
I couldn't let him know what I did, so I reached in and pulled it out with my bare hands into the largest bunch of paper towels known to man, wrapped it up and put a why didn't you reach in with wrapped up, put a trash can, tied up the bag, scrubbed the proof off the toilet with toilet brush and called it a day. The saving grace to prove that poop was not what caused the clog was that the shower would not turn on. So his immediate response was, I know why the toilet wouldn't work. There's no water. I'm dead. I just want to go home.
Where'd you put the poop? In the trash.
In the trash. But okay.
I thought you were going to say she shoved it down the sink.
Shoved it back up her butt. She took it out with her bare hands and put it on paper towels. Why didn't you reach in with paper? I know they would have gotten soggy, but I just feel like
it's your own poop. You just got to wash your hands.
No, you know, you need to take the little bag from the ice machine and use the plastic bag or the bag from the trash can.
No, you need to learn how a ball cock works and fix that toilet in the moment. Usually it's just a tank issue.
But I think she thought that it was a clog because it was such a big singular
you thought it clogged
piece.
it up. And it was like, I'm not getting out of this whole squeak.
It was just no water.
You know what? I think if I could have an accident like that in front of anyone, I would be fine with it being a male friend.
So that you could be like, look what I achieved.
There's that, but because it's just like, we weren't going to fuck. So I don't care.
Right.
He'll be like, I've done bigger. Let's hit the road.
We're fighting. Yeah. Okay. And another one that's not a poop. Okay. This is long, but hopefully fits your juicy criteria. It's not. It's a normal length. Thank you. I used to be a sports anchor for a local affiliate station. I was hired to create their sports program and beef up their local coverage, specifically high school sports. As a Texas girl, my heart sang because I started the station's first ever high school football Friday night recap show. I wanted our set to stand out, so I personally went around and asked all 42 schools I covered for a football helmet to decorate my set. I ended up with 38 and I was pumped. No other station in town honored the local high schools like this. I held this position for 4 years. Then at the 60-day mark before my contract was up, my boss told me they were not going to re-sign me, citing corporate is going in a different direction. I was crushed. I was mad. I poured my heart and soul into creating this sports program, and they just let me go. So as a small act of rebellion and my big FU, one by one, I took all of those helmets home with me. So when they went to do the show in the fall, I was let go in April. The helmets that decorated the set were nowhere to be found. Signed, Smash Bash, local sports fan forever.
Smash Bash. That's awesome. I mean,
38 helmets that Smash Bash pilfered out one by one.
her husband's like, this bed is uncomfortable. He's like, well, we're sleeping on it. Well, we own it. You know what? Yeah, you did all that. Fuck it.
Yeah, you got those.
I like the idea of thinking about different creative ways of smuggling those helmets out. Like, is that a pregnant woman? Look at that butt. Look at those groceries. Is that bowling ball?
Right. It's the idea. I love that it wasn't just one. Like, no, all 38.
We gotta set her up with the lady who was stealing the pebbles from the parking.
They can learn from each
This
other.
is female rage at its finest. Just like micro, like death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Because it's that thing of they're like, oh, we can fire her and have someone fill in, and the set is gorgeous and cool because that just happens. But no, now the woman's gone and your set's going to look like shit. Put a dirty towel in there, you men of sports.
Here's the question, men of sports. Is that show still going on? That's what we want to know.
Sounds
Or
like it
did
might
they not?
be.
Well, can we get some info? Because
Well,
also
it was
now
going
people
to
know
keep going on after she left. Yes.
people are going to know who this is.
Smash
we have
Bash.
at least one listener in every state. Yeah, I mean, how many sports programs on local news have 38 football helmets from local high
how
schools?
many people, listeners in different states, are watching the high school sports
about that.
coverage?
Not about that. It's about who you know. I'm just saying. Gave away your
Okay.
position. But
Don't
that's
dox
great.
Smash Bash.
That's great. Fucking
Yeah.
steal everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want everyone to know that I'm sitting on like a chair stool.
Yeah, you're having a tough time over there.
Just like the illusion of back support. Okay.
Okay, I've written a few times about much heavier topics, but I think I've got one that is a good fit for this particular podcast. I mean, we kind of cover it all. I, 38 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 45 male, for just over a year. For our 1-year anniversary, we took a romantic trip to the Oregon coast. We live about 2 hours away, and at the beginning of the drive, he asked me to grab something from the sun visor on my side of the car. When I pulled it down, a beautiful ring set fell out, attached to a red satin ribbon that was pinned to the visor and a note that said, "I love you," hanging off the ribbon.
Aww.
At first, I thought, OMG, he's proposing right now. Not in a bad way, but just that I wasn't expecting it. After a minute, it became clear that this was just a token of love for our anniversary and very thoughtful, as I'd previously told him how if I ever did get married, which I haven't, which I never have yet, I would want a moss agate ring because diamonds are overrated. This ring is a moss agate ring with a smaller ring with a small diamond inside, and the whole set is beautiful. However, the set is silver, and I'm a gold/rose gold person. All my jewelry reflects this. And
Wait, I'm sorry, the set is silver and these are beautiful.
I am a
cool
gold/rose gold person.
Okay.
All my jewelry reflects this. For Valentine's Day, he gifted me several pieces of vintage silver jewelry that I don't really wear, and I feel bad about it, but it's just not for me. I did tell him that at first I thought this was a proposal, and he said he wouldn't propose until we lived together to make sure I can handle all of his quirks and messes. I let him know that if he had been proposing, I would have said yes.
Is one of his quirks only buying you silver jewelry?
He's like, silver only for my gal.
Beautiful moss agate. Jeez.
He's the kindest man I've ever been with, a widower, actually, with a 16-year-old daughter who was single and celibate for 6 years after his wife died and before we met. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and all of us get along super well. Wow. Anyway, I managed to playfully mention that when he wants to propose, to keep in mind that I love rose gold, LOL.
Yeah.
I know he took note. Now, I've been wearing the ring set over the last few months, despite it not matching all my other jewelry. And I do appreciate it, as I love the stone and the gesture. But now I'm realizing that the fucking prongs are ripping through my clothes and other fabrics, and it's getting more and more frustrating to me.
Oh, it's
How do
silver. Just take take it to the jeweler, pay to get it set in rose gold, make it into something else. Tell him he will not care. He will say, "I'm glad you got something you wanted." That's it.
She says, how do I let him know that I also want a ring where the stone is inlaid? Is that the term where no prongs are sticking out? Without sounding like a completely ungrateful asshole for his thoughtful, loving gift. I'm truly worried to hurt him because he's such a sensitive and loving guy. And sadly, his late wife treated him like shit. and nothing he did for her was good enough. So he already has low self-esteem from almost 2 decades of trying to make her happy.
Okay.
Please help me with this. With love, longtime fan, loyal pod listener who loved your show in Portland back in 2023. I did buy VIP for me and my best that night. It was worth every cent. And they have a photo with you. This is on the Patreon. And then they
Oh, I saw that.
And they followed up with, P.S. We're currently looking for a home together, so we will be moving in. And I do anticipate a proposal at some point. He doesn't hide his love for me. I just want to have the information necessary to pick the right ring that I could end up wearing for many years or until I die. I'm not trying to complain about the current ring, but how do I clarify the desires for the potential engagement ring without him knowing I'm criticizing the anniversary ring?
Okay. This is someone you love and you are going to move in together. So communication is key. And this is not so much about the ring as it is a test, because there's 2 things here. If you can't communicate this to him, you're going to have a lot bigger problems. And if he can't receive this information, then he's not ready to be married. Okay. Men don't actually care. They want to get you the thing that they want. And that's that. You go over to him, you give him the biggest hug, and you be like, I just want to talk to you about something. I love this ring so much. These prongs, it turns out, are catching my hair and it's hurting me. I'm going to take it to a jeweler and I'm going to get it inset. I mean, it's weird if you get that inset in rose gold, then would you still be open to having moss agate? Like, does it already look like the ring you're going to want, right? You tell him what you're going to do and be like, and I just want to share that with you because what you picked out was so beautiful. This is also your chance to put it into rose gold.
Mm-hmm.
Just pay a little bit more and get it put into the thing that you want. And I didn't want you to feel bad or anything. And there's no way you could have known that it was going to grab, whatever. But I love you so much. And I just wanted to share that with you. And then you can just simply say, and so for when we do get married, I just want to make sure that it's inset. That way I can wear the ring forever, no problem. You should be able to say these things. I cannot imagine a man in the world who would say anything other than, okay, good to know.
I guess if he's a sensitive guy, she doesn't want him to make him feel beaten down because he clocked the moss agate thing. He nailed that. He clocked that. Now he just needs this no more silver.
Why don't you take him with you to the jeweler? Like, take him for a fun coffee. Be like, why don't you come with me? Be like, I need to get this. Just say it. Just as you would, like, I need to get a manicure. I need to get this reset because it's hurting me, but I wanted you to come because I wanted to get your input if you thought there was another setting. I mean, don't really listen to what he says, but if you like Anne, I thought I could like try on rings so you could see the setting that I want so you have all the information.
Yeah.
I think, and you just do it so sweet. You give him a hug and you include him. And if he's hurt by that, like I would just be careful.
I think it's okay. I mean, I think it's okay if he's a little hurt, but I also think it's like, if you're anticipating wearing it for 40 years, you'd rather deal with it now than feel resentful.
I'll tell you what, if he's like, oh, okay. And he's like disappointed himself, you take his hand, you take him to the bedroom and you have sex with him. Like, honestly, it washes away everything. And like, my husband's always like, all I want is the information. He's like, all I ever want to know is what you want to eat so I can make it. Like,
and you never know.
Men are very black and white. They just want the information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful stone.
Good work out there.
That is very cool.
I love that she knew, like, that's what I want. Moss agate. Maybe it's agate. I don't know.
You can say agate.
Yeah.
It's a super Pacific Northwest thing, just so you know.
The stone?
Mm-hmm. Agate.
Oh.
In general, because it comes in as different looking. A moss agate's specific, but you know what? I think it also comes in Montana. Anyways, but they have it there. That's all.
Hell. Love the pod and all the banter. Thanks for making my midweek entertaining. Deviating slightly from baby registries. I think it's insanely tacky when people create an all cash registry for their wedding, especially if there's a transaction fee.
Ooh.
I've seen wedding websites on the Knot where the only 2 gift options are cash for their honeymoon or a new home. No physical gifts listed. If there is a cash option in addition to physical gifts, fine, but don't make cash the only option. I've also seen people list sentences such as, your presence is a gift, but if you wish to give us something, contributions to our dream honeymoon are appreciated with the bride's Venmo handle. Barf. No, no, no. If you want only cash, don't make a registry. Would love Eliza and Emily's take on this. Thank you. Kind regards, Rachel.
I bypassed a cash registry and just Venmo'd a bride one time. I just did it. Here's the thing. What's it to you? It's different if it's your daughter, you want her to have a special tea set or something, or you're the best friend, but like you're going to spend $150 either way. What do you care if it's a bowl from Williams Sonoma and they write you a dumb thank you note and no one remembers that it was you that ever gifted it? And we have people complaining. It seems tacky because it's money.
Yeah.
But that bowl is money. And we have people complain all the time about people asking for things that they're never going to use. This way, they'll use it. Now, they'll send you a thank you note, I'd hope. That was like, thanks for contributing to us getting drunk. That's what we want the money for. To eat and drink on our honeymoon, buy a nice plane ticket. What do you care if a vase lives in their house forever? Like, what do you actually care about $100?
Yeah.
And if you think about just like at the end of the day, where it's going, it feels tacky to ask for cash and put it right on there. But like all of this is just tiptoeing and tap dancing around what we really want, which is money to buy what we want. And we don't want you to be in charge of it or judge us. Or we don't need a bunch of bullshit. We have everything because we're adults. We'd like some first class tickets.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
I think no matter what you do with a registry, people are going to be mad. So
that's right.
I think you need a few little physical things literally just for old people to get.
I mean, I get that the idea of like you want to set someone up on their new life and you want to give them something substantial, but they may not need it. So what are they supposed to do? Ask for a bunch of stuff that they don't need that you're going to judge them on?
Yeah.
You just never know. They could have inherited a bunch of stuff and it's like they don't like wasting stuff and they're all about experiences, not material things. So I get why it seems tacky, but it actually is incredibly practical.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good to give money is the other thing.
That's the problem.
Because you don't know where it goes.
Yeah. But it's, you know what? You're giving it to them. I guess there is also kind of a selfish thing of like, if I gave you a bowl and it was in your house, you'd think of me every time you looked at it.
And the truth is you won't because you can't remember who got you what because you got so many things. And to this day, somebody gave Sierra the most gorgeous pair of pajamas and I cannot remember the friend that gifted them to her. And it drives me crazy.
Oh. Reach out if it's one of the 2 friends that listen to this show.
They're these like white pajamas with like blue and green flowers and they were very preppy and I think they have her initials on them. I could be wrong. And they were just so fucking adorable and she wore them forever.
Oh.
Their little body.
Tiny body. Unlike Ethan.
It's just a wombat.
All right, Cobbs.
It's a talk with a cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
I've got a good bottom of the cob and I wrote it down.
Is it the one I want you to do?
What's the one you want me to do?
Your tooth gem.
That's my bottom? Is I had to get my tooth gem taken off?
It was just so funny to me that I was checking in on, how are things going and da-da-da. And you were like, I had to get my tooth gem out.
Shout out to, I'm going to say his name right. He didn't ask me to do this. He's like, I don't like to be a secret, but I'm going to do it anyway. Where did I put it?
Ostrand. You put it in the Patreon.
That's right. Shout out to Dr. Adam Ostrand of the greater St. Louis area who on a Saturday came in and helped me out and took off my tooth gem. Sanded it down. Teeth are back to being normal. I was sad to see it go. I loved having it. I'm going to get one again.
I know you did.
You know.
That's movie business. Okay. Do you want to do your real bottom or you want to save it?
I'll save it to the end of bottom because it's so good.
Yeah, to the end of bottom. Okay. Fan bottom. Your air conditioning going out at 6:30 on a Friday night in the middle of a heat wave in Georgia while 5 months pregnant and caring for 2.5-year-old.
Oh my God.
That sentence gives me a panic attack almost.
Just the Georgia part is upsetting.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's horrific. I hope you have the means to go to a hotel.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My bottom is my work has a merger happening. And that's, me, I'm not getting into details. I'm simply saying I like to do my job. I like to have my job and do my job and do it well. A merger is such political complications that I am not interested in. And I'm not interested in figuring out what my new role is. I want to do my job or the work assigned to me. And I am frustrated
Are you in fear of losing your job?
No, they could not get rid of me. I'm not losing my job, but my job role might completely change from what I signed on to do.
They're like, we want you to be in charge of going to conventions and setting up the booth.
I mean, we might not do those anymore.
Great. You don't fucking like them.
I like going to Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's cool.
I bought, oh my God, Eliza, I have to confess. I bought a real Labubu, and here's why. Simply
that?
because
Oh, those things?
I bought a real one, not a Grumpy because he came with a little Coke bottle. And I was like, I'll have you on my desk with your little Coke bottle.
Isn't the whole thing you open it, you don't know what you're going to get?
Right. So this one is special Coke branded, and it either was going to have a can, a bottle, or live inside a bottle.
Okay.
And I got the one with a little bottle because I wanted to take the bottle and give it to my Grumpy, but it's like sewn on. So I didn't want to screw with it. So
we want to upgrade that Grumpy.
I want to upgrade him. I bought him a little beanbag seat. So anyway, what's your bottom?
Wait, what's it? Vicious Grumpy? What is it?
Sleepless Grumpy. Even though Sleepy Grumpy is right there.
But it's not English. Like, it's not an English company.
No, it's Sleepless.
Sleepless Grumpy.
Yeah.
My bottom of the cob is when people who have brown eyes put on blue contacts and act like that looks normal. Like, there's...
This is what you've been saving up.
I saved it because I was thinking about, well, I look it up. I was thinking about The Sympathizer, which was this show on HBO with Robert Downey Jr. And it was sort of, he plays multiple characters in it, but it's about like a double agent. In the 70s, this Vietnamese guy who's like half white, half Vietnamese, and going back and forth. And it was interesting, and I really wanted to like it a lot more than I did. And it's rare that Robert Downey Jr., like, it's not that he missed, but it was just like not a show I think a ton of people watch. Anyway, He plays multiple parts, and one of the parts is a character that has blue eyes. And it's like, but Robert Downey Jr. has brown eyes, and no one's thinking this looks blue. And it's almost like hair and makeup, unless the character, and I missed it, was like wearing contacts, and it was supposed to be... But it was the 70s, so I don't think they had blue contacts.
No, but wasn't in Tropic Thunder, isn't the Kirk Lazarus character, isn't he blonde with blue contacts? Like, it's very unsettling. I feel like
maybe it's a thing he does, but it's not the first time I've seen a movie where someone that we know has dark eyes is wearing blue contacts. And it's like, nobody is thinking that this looks like what people with blue eyes look like. It always looks like brown eyes with blue contacts. Nobody has brown, blue eyes.
There's no way you could see it.
I think for Tropic Thunder, it's like kind of funny.
Because it's funny. It's bad. It's ridiculous.
But in general, I think people do it. And it's like, nobody thinks you look exotic. You just look like a person with brown eyes wearing blue contacts.
No. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that my people are faking you out like that.
I think it's you meet someone like at a bar or a club doing it. And it's just like, are you trying to experience a day in the life?
Yeah.
Of a fucking weirdo? Anyway, just always looks like you're trying too hard.
Have you seen the movie called For an Imaginary Portrait of Diane Arbus, where he plays a man that's so covered in fur and Nicole Kidman like shaves him and has sex with him?
Oh, that sounds good. No. What's that?
That's just what I think of with Robert Downey Jr.
He's so great. I think.
He's so talented. Yeah. All right. Top of the cob. Fan top. We just have to brag on our fans here. Receiving 2 separate awards for my volunteer work, one with my local zoo and one with my local Girl Scout council.
That's cool.
That's nice. Good work. Local zoo, local Girl Scout.
Yeah.
My top is I'm very excited to be home after doing 2 conventions this month. Very excited to see you this weekend. I'm kind of like, I'm actually chilling out right now.
Oh, yeah, this is great. Sorry, I thought you meant we were coming.
I'm sneaking there. I'm so mad you didn't film here. Yeah, I'm in a pleasant mood.
Okay, that's good. I'm happy to see you too. Let me think. What's my top of the cob?
I mean, it's hard when you're doing your movie because it could just be your movie, but...
Okay, you know what my top of the cob was today? This is kind of not... It's not there's a bunch. I guess my top of the cob was... No, I don't want to talk about having a period. I went and had myself a little suburban day here in St. Louis, which has little pocket, like little hamlets of cute little towns. I have one day on my period where I'm very, very tired.
Yeah.
One day of the whole thing. And I'm so grateful that it wasn't this week or next week. It happened on a Saturday and none of the other cast is here and nobody works. People work on the weekends, but like per SAG, I can't really work. And so I woke up, I had a terrible night's sleep. So I skipped Pilates, which is fine because it was a Legree class and I really didn't want to do it. But I was so tired. I slept in. Then I woke up. I went and got my tooth gem taken off. I walked around a farmer's market. I bought a bag from Guatemala. It was a little too expensive in my opinion, but I bought a bag from Guatemala. I got a fun coffee. I looked at tchotchkes. Then I hadn't had a pedicure in maybe 8 months. I went and got a pedicure. I bought extra massage. And then I went to Ulta and I bought some lotion. Like I just had like a dumb day. And I went over my lines and then I ate at like a very mediocre Asian fusion restaurant. And I just had what was just like a day in suburbia. And I just decided to feel fine about it.
Yeah. You'll be horrified. I'm taking my mom tomorrow to see I Know You Did Last Summer, but she always wants to go to the restaurant next door to the theater, which is called Taqueria Tsunami. And it's fusion of like Korean and Mexican.
That's probably fine. Which
is fine, but it's like owned by a guy who like was a chef at Hooters. And so all the art on the wall is like photos of like chopsticks picking up a lime. You know what I mean? Like they're
cute.
like, look, it's both. It's both. It's so like, oh, this is like a white man did this restaurant. And it's fine. It's good food. It's easy, it's cheap, it's quick before the movie. But I just am like, Taqueria Tsunami is such a name.
I like it. And I like a fusion. I don't like when multiple Asian cuisines are mixed because that always smacks of like there's a bunch of white people here.
Right.
And by the way, the couple next to us was not white. It just feels like there's a bunch of people here who don't eat super ethnic food all the time.
Yeah.
I happen to really enjoy Korean food. This was not great. And Danielle, my sister, was with me and she ordered fried rice and it came with a presentation. Like in the way that they make tableside guacamole, it came a massive platter. I was like, do I sing happy birthday to you? It was like embarrassing to get that. And it's like, and it was sizzling and it came with an egg and the woman cracked the egg and she mixed it in tableside. And I was like, this is not an anniversary.
I never need a tableside presentation. Never. I'm going to be honest. You can make the guac in the back and bring it out. I'm okay. I know how I've seen people chop things.
Yeah. And the best part was the couple next to us, we couldn't figure out what they were. They were having the blandest conversation about pockets in your jeans. And I wanted to be like, are you guys trying to fuck? Like, what are you telling each other right now? It was so boring. And they like debated getting dessert. Like they were so milk toast. And then we went to Ulta. I lied. I bought more than lotion. I like let it get to me. I just bought a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm in this hotel for a month and I was like, I may as well buy some body scrub. I wanted to buy it local. I couldn't find it.
You can clean yourself. Yeah, that's okay.
And tomorrow I'm going to go to Pilates and then I'm going to get a facial. And then I'm going to spend a full month just digging this independent film out of nothing.
I'm so happy.
Me too. It's going to be great. But today was just a little bit of a garbage day.
Good.
I had a Diet Coke at dinner. I never do that.
Oh my gosh.
Big stuff.
Big day.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to plug, before you plug your things, Patreon, the Ask Eliza Anything Patreon. We have bonus episodes every Friday. We have YouTube video episodes, not all of, but since we started doing it, past episodes on video. The live show episodes are rolling out on YouTube, and I am linking those there as well. So go to Eliza's YouTube, go to the Patreon as a one-stop shop.
And little shout out to me. I started my series Fun Coffee with Eliza this week. One video already came out. It was from a coffee shop in Kissimmee, Florida. And I can't say I'm going to do them weekly, but I have a few banked, so we'll be rolling those out. And we're very excited to do that and be doing this podcast and bringing it to you every week, even while I'm making a movie that you're going to fucking love.
Should people be keeping an eye out for sets out there? Or no, you're so busy.
I did Google. I need to get a better I can't do it during the week, and during the weekend, most clubs already have booked. So if somebody runs I'll tell you what, if you live in St. Louis and you know about any alt shows, like at a pub or a brewery or alternative spaces, let me know.
Yeah.
I don't have Instagram on.
Okay. You know I had to give it to you.